call it more of a stretch and strengthening yoga practice. It is a little gentler than a vinyasa flow style, but we're still going to move and do a little bit of work in a way that hopefully feels satisfying for the body. So meet me in a seat when you're ready. You can sit cross-legged. Great, awesome. Let's go with that. And then just take a moment to land in your space. You can let the eyes close if that feels helpful for you. Just start to shift your focus inward a little bit. Bringing more of your awareness and therefore more of your energy into your body. Let's do that even more deliberately with a couple intentional breaths here. Start to lengthen your inhales, breathing from your sit bones all the way up to the crown of the head, finding that lift in the spine. And slow down your exhales as you let your shoulders melt, let your jaw soften, maybe allow the knees to get a little heavier here. Let's take two more. Long inhale, fill up through your belly and your chest. And then a slow exhale. One more right here. Long breath in, lengthening the spine as you fill up, sit a little taller. This time, go ahead and open your mouth, let it go. Blink your eyes open. Sweep your arms up and around and then all the way up over your head here. Bring your hands behind your head, interlacing your fingers. So you're cupping the back of the head here. Broaden out the elbows and then let your head press back into your hands. Keep lifting your lower belly a little bit so you're protecting your lower spine, even as you find some extension there. Take another breath in, softening the center of your brows. And then we're going to bring the elbows together, chin toward the chest. Keep the rest of the spine tall here, so we're not curling the whole spine, just flexing through the back of the neck. Open the elbows again, take a big breath in. And then this time, we're going to curl and bend to the left. So point the elbows down to the left, curl your chin toward your chest. Elbows go wide, breathe in. And let's just take that to the other side. Point the elbows down, tuck the chin in. Come back to the center and then cactus your elbows or goalpost them out here. Breathe in. We're going to reach the right hand for the left kneecap. Sweep your left arm way back in space. Watch out if you need some room, make some shifts, and then let's circle through the left wrist a few times. You can keep the hand soft, or if it feels good to kind of stretch the fingers around. Just explore, switch the direction of those circles. And then let's do some big circles with the entire left arm. Find a path of movement that feels good. If it feels good to keep your shoulder, or your elbow, straight, great. If not, bend the elbow. Switch the direction of those arm circles. If there's clunky spots, slow down. Even if there's not clunky spots, can you slow it down? We're going to keep that left arm reaching way back. Secure the attachment with your right hand somewhere around the left knee, either in front or below, toward the shin or up onto the thigh. And then we're going to exhale the left fingers all the way around for the right side of your ribs, curling your chin to your chest. Let your shoulders pull away from your spine and let the shoulders lift in toward the ears. Keep your right hand holding on to the left knee. As you inhale, that left arm's going to peel all the way back and open, long breath in. And then slow exhale, same thing, reach underneath the right arm, catch the right side of the ribs, curl in, shoulders peel away from each other. Two more times, long inhale, take your time with this. And then exhale. Last one, breathe in. Breathe out. This time, we're going to come back to that goalpost shape. So lift the arms up, wing them open on the in-breath. And then catch your right knee with your left hand. Reach the right arm back, circle through your right wrist. Invite you to close the eyes if that helps you feel a little bit more connected to the joints or the way we're moving. Switch the direction of the circles. Let your eyes soften and your breath soften, whether the eyes are closed or not. Let's do some right arm circles. Remember, you always have the option to bend the right elbow. And switch the direction of those circles. Take in those really long, smooth breaths, especially if there's pockets that feel kind of sticky. And then let's sweep that right arm way back. Long breath in. Shoulder blades kind of hug toward the spine here. And then sweep it around and underneath. Catch the left side of your ribs. Tuck your chin toward your chest. Maybe even pull the navel in. Zip up through the low belly. On an inhale, we stretch it back open. Shoulders hug toward one another. And then on the exhale, sweep it up and around, catch the left ribs. 2 more, work with your long breaths. You can go slower than I'm going. If it feels natural to speed it up a little bit, that is fine too. Maybe you get an extra one in. The next time you've got your right fingers toward your left rib cage, pause there for a moment. And then we're going to open back up into that whole post shape, elbows bend, breathe in. Bring your right hand to your left knee. This time, tent the left fingers back behind you. And just breathe. Maybe you find a little more length in the spine here on your inhales. You can wrap the lungs around the heart, zip up your belly on your exhales. Finding length in the spine with every in-breath. Using your exhales to explore that twist from the inside out. See if you can find that sweet spot where you feel the twist, where you feel the length in your spine, but you're not overly tensing into it. A couple more breaths here. You got the option to slowly nod the chin forward toward your right shoulder on an inhale, and toward your left shoulder on your exhale. One more breath. Practice arms again, breathe in. We're going to take that twist to the other side, left hand to the right knee, tent the right fingers, and lengthen your spine, breathing in. Long exhales to connect with the sensation of the twist. You soften the jaw even as you continue to tune into the breath. The option to look forward on an inhale. And rotate a little bit deeper, chin toward your back shoulder on an exhale. And take one more breath. Practice your arms as you come back to the center. Breathe in. This time, interlace your hands, lean forward, interlace your hands at your lower back and lean forward. Lift the knuckles away from your body, and then keep the bind, but lower the knuckles a little closer to your body. Find a spot that feels interesting, that feels meaningful, where you're not overly tensing, where the teeth and the mouth are relaxed, and then hold it there. Try and bring the palms as close to one another as you can. Bring the wrists as close to one another as you can. And breathe right into where you feel the sensations. There's strength happening, a lot of strength in the back here, as well as the arms. Breathe into the stretch in the front side of the chest, that area right in front of the underarms, perhaps. One more big breath in. Keep the bind as you start to lift the chest, lift the head. Release the bind, sweep the arms up over your head, bring the palms together. And then keep the palms connected, keep the elbows as close to one another as you can, but find a reverse prayer, bringing your thumbs back behind your head. Keep lifting the elbows up, and then drawing the arms back in space. So maybe you even walk the arms back so that they're behind the ears a little bit more. Close your eyes, breathe. Use your breath and your mind space to find a quality of calmness and ease here. Yes, it's an intense stretch for most of us. Even with that going on, can you access some sort of inner calm, inner ease? Keep the palms connected if you can. Reach the arms straight up, big breath in. And then release the arms down to your side, bring the hands back behind you and shrug your shoulders toward your ears for a moment. Give your chin a gentle nod side to side. I'm gonna be kind of sloppy, so I'm not looking for good posture right now. Just looking for the muscles to unclench and grip a bit. Let's switch the crisscross of the legs before we move on. And then again, reach the arms up over your head. This time we're going to bring the left hand down outside of the left hip, reach the right arm up and over. Stay there or just slide your left hand out to the left. Maintain the connection between your right sit bone and the ground. Just keep pressing that right sit bone down. You can use your left hand, push into the left hand to keep that right sit bone anchored. Let your left ear drop towards your left shoulder. And take a breath in. Sweep the right hand out to the right. Left arm sweeps up and open. Keep anchoring your left sit bones down, left side of your seat. Press it down. Maybe you walk the right hand over to the right a bit. Let your right ear drop toward your right shoulder. We're just going to find a gentle flow here, side to side. Left hand comes down as the right arm reaches up. And then swap it out, side to side. Let the arms be pretty relaxed. They're just coming along for the ride, and focus on bringing some engagement into your midsection. So almost like a palm tree, just kind of swaying in the breeze. Focus on the trunk and the strength of that center, that support. The next time you land on the right, and the left arm's reaching over to the right, bring it back to the center, reach your arms up. This time we're going to take a cactus elbow twist and hold it there. So elbows bend. Stay here with the elbows bent or open arm twist, breathe in. And then reach the arms up, whether from cactus or not, breathe out. Again, bend your elbows and then sweep the arms out. Reach the arms up, rebend the elbows. So we're still in that rotation to the left, keep going. And you could be right here. Focus on bringing that left arm back in space behind you a little bit more. Finish the round that you're on. Inhale the arms back to the center. And then just swap it out. Bent elbow twist to the right. Stay there with the elbows bent or open arm twist. Keep sitting up tall here. If the arms are straight or if they're bent, reach the arms up. Rebend the elbows, stay there or stretch the arms out. Arms reach up. Bent elbows, stay there or stretch. Couple more. Imagine that you're trying to show your shoulder blades, both of them, to the space behind you here. Let's reach up through the center, square your chest to the center, and then release the hands back behind you again. Untuck or uncross your ankles, uncross your knees, and then take a little windshield wiper motion of the knees here, side to side. Notice the sensations in your arms, in your upper back. Just notice any other sensations in the body. When you're ready, find a supine figure 4 stretch. So we're going to lie down with the knees bent. You can stay there for a moment. Actually, it might feel good to drop the arms to your side. Little mini shavasana for the upper body. Let go of some of that. We're going to focus now on the hips a bit more. Let's bring the right knee into the chest first. And then extend the right leg up toward the ceiling. You can circle the right ankle a few times. Maybe spread the toes. Switch the direction of those circles. See if you can move slow through that foot and ankle. Find little nooks and crannies. Open up little different spaces. And then when you're ready, bend your right knee toward the right. Bring your right ankle over the top of the left thigh. Finding your figure 4 stretch. It's a great place to stay. If you want to add a little opening for the chest, you can always bring the arms back into kind of a goalpost or a diamond shape. You need a little bit more for that right hip to feel like you're in that stretchy spot that's going to be really therapeutic. And always reach down with the hands and catch the left thigh or even hug the left shin in. If that's still not quite enough, the angle to the side here, you can tuck the right heel in closer to your left hip. If you do that, keep encouraging the right knee away, right? So you want to keep encouraging that right knee away from the body. And then maybe you interlace your hands over the left shin here. It's almost like you're in a half lotus. Now tune into the sensation of your breath. Just a few more rounds of breath. Let your breath move down into your low belly, down into the bottom of the lungs. When you're ready, we're going to slowly release. So if you hugged your left knee in, set that left foot down, and use your hands to release the right leg. Stretch it all the way up toward the ceiling here. So the right leg's reaching toward the ceiling. Let's bring the left arm down by your, or right arm, excuse me, down by your side. Turn the palm face down. And then reach the left arm straight up from the left shoulder. You can even shrug the shoulder up and down a couple times. Maybe even bend your elbow to get into that. When you're ready, we're going to stretch the right leg straight out in front of you and the left arm back over your head. Pause when you feel like you've got a stretch. So there's no need to actually drop all the way down. That could feel really good. For me, I want to stay in a little bit of engagement today, a little bit of muscular support. So I'm going to go with a hover and keep pressing the left foot down. Holding your stretch, reaching the right ankle away from the left wrist. Keep pressing into that left foot and maybe the palm of the right hand or the right upper arm. Take a big inhale as you lengthen a little bit more, right leg, left arm, and then exhale as you bring those 2 points up toward the ceiling. Do that again. Inhale, big stretch, nice and long. And then exhale, lift it up. Few more. You can make this as active or as passive as you'd like. It might feel good to allow your lower back to pop off of the mat as you lengthen. So there's a little, almost like a little bridge, little back bend there through the lower spine. It might also feel good to really focus on keeping that lumbar connection. Close your eyes, just here for 4. For 3, 2. We're going to reach everything long and actually set the heel and the arm down if you haven't yet. Go ahead and let your low back peel away from the ground. Let the belly puff up a little bit here. And then when you're ready, you're going to slide that right foot down underneath the right knee. Reach for your left knee, hug it into your chest. Then extend the left leg up and circle through your ankle. Take your time to really move through that foot. some 30 odd bones in the feet, I believe. Forget how many joints that adds up to, a lot of them. So there's lots of little nooks and crannies, lots of ways that the feet can move. Switch the direction of the circles if you haven't. And then set up your figure 4 when you're ready. The deal with a lot of these shapes are joints aren't always perfectly symmetrical. Your hip socket could be shaped a little bit different or oriented a little bit different from side to side. So it's normal that the range of motion is different from side to side. We want to work toward balancing that out, but not force some sense of arbitrary symmetry. This could be a great place to stay. You might add that opening through the chest. Alternately, if you haven't already and you want to, reach down and catch the back of the right thigh or the right shin. And then additionally, if you still don't feel much sensation here, you can place your left heel closer to your right hip. Keep drifting that left knee away from you as you bring the right knee in. Make sure that whatever version of the stretch you choose, that you can breathe, that the teeth and the jaw are ungripped, and that the spot between your brows is maybe softening. The eyes are closed. You want to stay closed, but part the eyelids just enough so that there's a sliver of light coming in. And notice actually closing the eyes completely engages more muscles than just this soft, like lowering the curtain of the eyelids, so to speak. If there's any ways that you can make yourself just a little bit more comfortable in whatever stretch you chose, explore that. Let it be a really mindful exploration. Staying here as you again notice the sensation of your breath and perhaps invite a little bit more length into the inhale. And a slowing down of your exhales. Slowly bring the right foot back down if it's lifted, so right foot's underneath the right knee. Left leg is going to lift back up toward the ceiling. Left hand comes down by your side. You can bend the elbow. That can feel really helpful for some people to find that connection. And then reach the right arm up. Find some length there. Plug the right shoulder into the mat and then lift it away as you keep your left shoulder down. When you're ready, lengthen the left leg forward and the right arm back. Hold your stretch for a moment. You can decide if you want the low back to stay connected or if you want to lift it up. But really reach the left wrist left ankle and the right wrist away from one another. Take a really long inhale. Slow exhale to lift toward the ceiling. And then just move between that stretch and that lifted position. Explore what it feels like to soften and release a little bit of that connection of the lower back versus what it feels like to keep that sense of connection. There's not a right or a wrong. We're just moving around in the body with slightly different qualities of energy. And then choosing what feels most satisfying for right now. I'm just here for 3, 2. The next time your arm and your leg are reaching long away from midline, pause there. Set the ankle and the wrist all the way down and just breathe. Keep the left leg extended for a moment as you bring your right arm to your side. And then slide your left heel underneath your body. Bring your feet together, arms to a goalpost, and then toggle the knees just an inch or two in each direction to start. It's a really small range of motion. And you can start to increase the range of motion. Maybe you separate your feet a little bit or a lot. And this might feel like plenty. If that's the case, keep working with your spinal rotation here. Maybe you nod the chin in the opposite direction. Got one option, if you want a little bit of hip extension, so you can do a ton of that today, to take a last bridge. So optional, totally optional. Find a stance where your feet are anchored down about hips distance apart. And bring your arms down to your side if you like. Press the feet down and then lift the hips up. And stay here or start to push your feet away from you to send your chest back toward your chin, rolling onto your shoulders a bit more. Two more breaths. If you're in bridge, take a long inhale, lift, and then bone by bone, like you're setting down a strand of beads, lower your spine slowly on your exhale. And once your hips land, breathe in. And then open mouth, exhale. In your version of Shavasana, you can let the palms turn up, let your legs stretch out, and the feet just splay open. If you'd rather take a different version of a last shape, you can always take a supine butterfly or lie on your belly, bring your legs up the wall if you'd like. Really allow your body to rest. Invite a sense of stillness, not just physically, but maybe mentally as well. And stay here and listen for my voice shortly to end our practice. So to bring some gentle movements back in, any little joints that want a rotation or a wiggle or a stretch. Work your way eventually up to a seated position. No rush, still in that mindful, attentive state. When you land in a seat, we'll finish up with a cleansing breath. Drop your arms to your side first, and then reach the arms out as wide as you can. Inhale the arms up as high as you can. Sip in a little bit more breath at the top. Lift the ribs away from your hips. And then let it all go. Thank you for sharing some time. Keep taking good care of yourself, and I hope to see you again soon.